Hello and welcome to Anfield Agenda. Unfortunately, there is no beautiful bald man on your screen today, but we do have a beautiful man to my right, Mr. Paddy Murphy. How are we, mate?
Very good, sir. How are you?
I'm good. The backup brigade's on today,
Yep.
unfortunately, because Craig's off gallivanting away.
Yeah.
But first of all, he wouldn't be gallivanting away if it wasn't for his lovely balls. And those balls have been brought to him by Manscaped, WFM20. Make sure to go and check out that code. Your balls will thank you, won't they, Paddy? You know as well. You know very well.
They literally thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. So what you've been talking of gallivanting away? You've been gallivanting away this weekend. You went to Eastbourne, which very a tropical destination, shall we say? And you lost 7-1. Talk us through the game, mate.
Yeah, I mean it was decent. Nothing special, but the game was great. The game was great. I really enjoyed it. I don't know what my green screen's doing here, but we'll try and fix it. But yeah, really good event. Really good, enjoyable. Good to meet people. I signed someone's boots, which I don't know why, but here we are. What can I say?
Someone that is going to be worth a lot of money in a few years' time, I reckon.
I highly doubt it, but yeah.
It's got to be done. It's got to be done. So I haven't actually had a chance to speak to you about the game yesterday against Brighton. I don't know how much you got to see of it, but a 2-0 win, professional performance away at the Amex.
Very professional, yeah. I was able to watch most of it on the trains and stuff. My connection held up. Professional performance, nothing special, but the job was done. Good to get Luis Diaz on the score sheet again, which is very good, very brave from him as well. How that wasn't a red card, we'll never know. But another 3 points on the board, and it's over to Pep and City to see if they can beat Palace on Monday, which is tomorrow.
Crystal Palace have a history of ruining things, mate. Especially Dwight Gale. Andros Townsend tried his best for us a couple of years ago. But yeah, they do have a history of it. On Diaz, I mean, you've been tooting his horn ever since he's come, even beforehand. Yesterday, I'd probably say it'd be the best performance in his Liverpool shirt so far.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was class. I think he's been class every game he's played. I've never seen someone just get in amongst it so easily and so quickly. But yeah, he's phenomenal, and I mean, he's firmly has that left wing spot now nailed down. Great to see him get his goal. As I said, the song we have for him is still a bit pants. We need to fix it. But other than that, I'm loving it.
Absolutely, mate. And Mo Salah penalty. Was there any doubt in your mind?
There actually was.
There actually, to be fair, you always say there is, isn't you?
No, I don't know what it is. I think he's had a very poor couple of games, and I just thought it'd be so typical if he misses this. So there actually was an element of doubt, but he shut me up, didn't he, by banging it in?
I thought it would be so typical after everything that's gone on over the last sort of couple of days that he would go and miss that penalty, and everyone would go and get on his back. But no, Mo Salah, nice and cool, calm and collected, and put it away. Lovely jubbly. Liverpool 3 points closer to the end of the season. Crystal Palace, you mentioned earlier. Do you think they pose any threat to Man City, mate?
You know what? At Selhurst Park, when it gets going, is one of the better stadiums in the league for atmosphere. So absolutely, you have to believe, don't you? They're not a bad team, but City are really good. But I can definitely see Palace nicking something. Do I see them winning? No. Do I see them nicking a draw? Yeah. Do I see City battering them? No, which is always good.
Yeah, because they usually batter everyone, which is frustrating for everyone. So hopefully, Crystal Palace can put a spanner in the works. We've already spoken about Mo Salah, but we'll go back. The contract situation, how worried are you about it, Paddy? Because you've got obviously 14, 15, 16 months left on his deal now. It's starting to get a little bit worrying, especially with all the Romano stuff that came out earlier the last week. I personally have say that it's a load of waffle. I think Rami Abbas has fed Fabrizio Romano information to spread to a widespread following to try and push Liverpool into making a decision. I'm not worried about it, but how worried are you?
I kind of getting worried about it now. It seems to be they seem to not be agreeing. And this Rami Abbas, he's an absolute clown. This sort of shit, like his childish stuff. and he's going to learn a lesson if he tries to fuck around with Liverpool. To be fair, but if Salah, if they can't agree a deal, they can't agree a deal. We all want it to be done, but the club cannot be held to ransom either. And if the club offer what they offer, we can only hope that they do offer the right sum. But I can't imagine it's easy to deal with that Rami guy who thinks he must be taken after his Lord and Savior Mino Raiola.
Absolutely. Well, some astonishing stats came out of the 2,000 Premier League goals that Liverpool have scored in the Premier League. Mo Salah has scored or assisted in 7.9% of them. A little Crosby stat. So that's like nearly 8%. So 1 in 12 goals scored by Liverpool in the Premier League era have been scored or assisted by Mo Salah. I mean, that just speaks volumes about his impact. There's been so many unbelievable players to play for Liverpool in this era, but he's starting to come very, very close to the top, if not eclipse the top.
Well, it's quite staggering considering Liverpool in the Premier League was a solid 20 years before he even stepped foot in it. So that's quite amazing. I mean, we know how important he is, but I'll be honest with you. The last couple of performances have been really stinking. And that's not to say, nothing. Like he's done good enough stuff, but if he keeps playing, if he just kept playing like that, you'd have to drop him, which is mad. But I hope the job gets done. We give him the contract. He's very important to our system. But at the end of the day, if the club gets held to ransom and we can't agree a deal, then we're just going to have to learn to live without him. I want to keep him, but if we can't agree a deal, we can't agree a deal.
What would be your limit on it, mate? Because I don't know. I've been on the camp of giving what he wants and giving what he deserves. But if what he wants is so astronomically far away from what the club want him to have, then maybe they'll never agree a deal.
That's the danger. That's what could be the situation now. We all kind of thought it was done, so it's kind of strange how that news came out, and now it's come out that it's not near done. I would say the limit is 400 grand a week max. Like after that, you're taking the piss. It doesn't help that the current you can't be held to ransom no matter how good a player is. Like I don't think it's the same as an Mbappe situation because Mbappe is like way more in the prime age. So it's not as clear cut as he's in his prime, give him the money. He's in his prime performance at Liverpool, but he's not he's coming to the end of his prime years traditionally. Do you know what I mean? So, if you can get 100 million for Salah with 1 year left on his contract, I think the club take it.
It's a really interesting one. Me and Craig discussed it actually after the Brighton game, and we thought that. He put a poll in the chat actually, and they said that it would be around 75 to 100 million would be a fair fee for Mo. Let us know in the chat how much you think Mo Salah should. If Mo Salah gets sold this summer, how much he should go for, and what would be the maximum wage you would push to, Paddy, when it comes to giving Salah a deal.
400. And by the way, I echo one of them comments that I'm sick of the contract saga. I really am as well. But yeah, listen, if you can sell Salah for 100 million with a year left in his deal and can't agree a contract, you take it. You take it. Like, don't sell him less than 100. But it will like scupper the wage structure. But again, he's a player that's worth it. Like if you sell him for 100 million, there's no guarantee we go out and replace his goals. But I would say, 100 million minimum to sell him for, and 400 grand a week max.
I'd probably just push to like 450, just about. But even then, it does make him like almost double what Alisson is on. Which is he doubly as important as Alisson? Proportionally, like no. I think we can make that abundantly clear.
I'm gonna get so much stick for this, but I think I think we could cope without Salah.
Oh, I do. I think you'd be idiotic to say we haven't, because we cope without Gerrard, we cope without Suarez, we've coped without Coutinho recently. It would leave a 30 goal a season hole in our team. That's the problem. And I think a lot of people are short-sighted in thinking there isn't a Liverpool without Salah. There is a Liverpool without Salah, but it is astronomically important, I think, that we get the best of him, because if not, one of our major rivals in world football, or maybe even Premier League football, could benefit from it.
The thing is, if you sell Salah for 100 million, like who would you go and buy then? That's the problem. Like we'd need assurances of who you replace him with before you did sell him, because I wouldn't want to take a chance on a young lad. You need to buy someone who's ready to go now.
It is that, isn't it? Because I think Craig always references Craig Gordon. Craig Gordon, the Scottish goalkeeper. Cade Gordon, who is 17. Like we can't anywhere near expect anything from him. I would argue that anyone you try and sign that's not Mbappe would be a bad replacement for Salah. But it's all about replacing him in a way that isn't him. You have to adjust yourself.
Yeah, I want to. Speaking of adjusting, I want to adjust the answer I gave a few weeks ago. Craig was like, "Would you sell Salah for Mbappe?" And at the time, I said no, but now I would. Absolutely, I would. I've seen the light. Salah out, Mbappe in.
Is that all because of that little cheeky dribble? Is that what's going on?
I just think it's the smartest decision, especially with the stumbling block over the wages. Do you know what I mean? Like, be like, right, well, if you don't want to sign a deal, we'll get Mbappe.
But the thing with that is, Paddy, that you'd be paying Mbappe a lot more than you'd be paying Salah. I think you'd be paying Mbappe 700, 800k.
That's mad, isn't it? Yeah, Mbappe is Madrid bound, to be fair. Yeah, for sure.
What's Mbappe on now? Look, let's have a look.
The wage he's going to command, considering he has no transfer fee, means he can ask for silly money.
He's currently on 470 a week.
Jesus.
And
yeah, we just don't offer that sort of money.
That's probably going to get doubled.
No, I don't. By the way, just on that comment, Fahim, I don't think it's a thing of not being able to afford Salah's wages. It's more that they're just trying to find the best deal possible. But I think he will sign. Like, where does Salah go? Like, he loves Liverpool. Like, I don't know.
Paris Saint-Germain, they're calling. They're open.
I think Salah will miss Liverpool more than we'll miss Salah. That's the bottom line, because no one's bigger than the club. And I think he will sign eventually. PSG would be a terrible move for Salah. He doesn't seem like he's not going to. Salah's not going to help City or PSG win the Champions League. Like,
I think Salah's a much better fit there than Messi or Neymar is.
Well, that's true. I think yeah, I agree.
But at the same time, like, will Salah elevate it? Because I think one of the most underrated traits of Mo Salah is that he works so hard. Like, he runs back, he tracks back. He's not someone who parks himself on the halfway line like Messi, Neymar, and even Mbappe has done previously. Like, he plays for the team as well, and I think the collective often outweighs the individual. Despite the fact, like you see with PSG, they can spend as much money as they want. They can't win the league every year because sometimes the collective outweighs the individual.
True. Great question, right? We're talking about Salah to PSG. If PSG offer, let's say, hold on, let me see. If PSG offered 50 million and Messi?
Ooh, nah, I'd say no to that.
Would you?
I would rather take 100 million than 50 million in Messi.
Really?
Yeah.
And Messi, that's not me. Imagine Messi at Liverpool for a few years.
That's not me disrespecting Messi. I just think Messi doesn't fit Jurgen Klopp's system whatsoever.
What about 50 million and Neymar?
No. Even firmly more of a no. I would, out of all the PSG players, give me Verratti. That's the only one. That's the only one.
Neymar's worth 90 million on transfer market, apparently.
Maybe 50 million on Marquinhos.
Yeah,
but that's not going to happen. I genuinely would rather
too much wages, though, aren't they?
I would, because signing a player from PSG is like mental. The only thing I would do is if they wanted any player swaps, I would go Verratti, maybe Marquinhos, maybe Kimpembe.
This Salah thing really is just pissing me off at this stage. I feel like they're being it's disrespectful to be so vocal about it as well. Like the age, and it's going to disrupt the season. We have a quadruple to try and win. This shit is just going to deflect from that. And I think you can kind of tell from Salah's celebration, he was a bit he was extra G'd up.
I think what we as fans have to realize is that Mohamed Salah on the field is very, very different to Rami Abbas. They are not the same identity, and they're not the same person. I think I've just had a look through Rami Abbas's Twitter. It's so childish, man. Bear in mind, you are in charge of one of the best players of his generation and his financial future, and two, his playing future. Yet you decide to act like this complete knobhead on Twitter. It honestly really winds me up.
Oh no, absolutely. It's very childish, and it is affecting Salah on the pitch. He has been extremely poor. I think he's been very poor since he's come back from AFCON, especially in the last 3 to 4 games. It just hasn't looked at it at all. And I hope the injury isn't serious, but a game or two out is going to be good for him. I think it'll do the best for him.
I think as well, there's sort of this aura around him that he wants to play every game, and that's great. He's hungry, and he is still, despite this form, he's probably been the best player in the world these last 6-7 months. But maybe you're right. Maybe he does need a rest because, like, at the end of the day, he's going through all this situation off the field. Maybe he just needs to rest off on it as well. What do you think to Jurgen shouting at him when he was through to pass the ball? Do you think he could have done? Because personally, for me, I don't think he had any real option. But what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I think he could have, but I also think the way he took the shot was also not right. His decision making has been a bit poor as well. But Jurgen is right. No one is untouchable, and all well and good wanting to play week in, week out, minute in, minute out. But sometimes you have to recognize he's not playing well and he needs to be taken off. But sometimes his decision making really, really leaves a lot to be desired.
We saw that even when he scored in like that 44 goal season when he first came. I thought his decision making, he sort of needed 5 chances to score when he first arrived. And look, how many goals he got this season? 30, 29, 30. Like he's been unbelievable. He's come back from AFCON and still put up decent performances. He's been okay. He's not been great, but like he still scored goals. But yeah, I don't know. It's a difficult one. And hopefully it's a tiring conversation as well, as Paddy said. Like we don't know what's going on. Hopefully it gets all sorted. We've got a super chat here from Adam though. Don't worry, lads. Salah's resigning for sure. Rami Abbas is just doing this to try and squeeze a few extra bob. But if it comes down to it, Salah loves us too much to leave. I'd love to. What do you think to that? What do you think? Do you think he loves us too much to leave? That he would take an extra 50 grand less in order to stay?
Man, I think so. Like, I think this is just a way of negotiating. He can leave, but he has to restart everything again, win over fans, and it's just a stupid risk. He has everything he needs at Liverpool. We're still competing at the highest level. It would be stupid for him not to do anything he can to sign. And if he doesn't re-sign over the sake of 20 to 50k, well then, good enough for him and good luck. But then again, he could say, if the club is willing to let me go over the sake of 50k, then it's the same shit. So, maybe he might not feel wanted, but he is wanted.
He certainly is. And I think everyone with a brain, I think, wants this deal to get done. I think the only person in the entourage that doesn't want this deal to get done is Rami Abbas.
Why do you think that? Because he wants to sign on?
I just think he wants the signing on fee from PSG. I'm not going to lie. I don't think there's as much of a loyalty aspect with him as there is with Mo and Liverpool, and there's not as much will. And the way that he's been acting, it's not a negotiation tactic for me. I just think it's a reflection of his character. He's just seems like an utter dick. And it's one of the scourges of modern football, in my opinion. Like you can't, in order to get a player signed, you have to be, chummy with an agent to get an agent. And I just think it's ruining it, mate, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the dangers with football agents. Like, you need to be careful because you might think they have your best interests at heart, but at the end of the day, they're a businessman. They want as much money as possible. He no doubt has people from PSG in his ear saying, don't let him sign a deal. We'll give you this and this. But yeah, listen, I want to keep Salah by all means, but if he goes, he goes. We move on, and we rebuild again. We find the next Salah, which I think we could have that in Diaz. I feel like Diaz could could end up being as much of a legend as Salah. Not quite, but well, it would take a lot, but you never know.
Do you know who Diaz reminds me a lot of? He reminds me a lot of Suarez in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Maybe not the goal scoring up. Like he hasn't. To be fair, when Suarez first came, he took a while to settle in on the goal scoring front. But the way he takes on players, the way he beats them, the way he retains possession, it's screen. It's sad. Watching him is like watching Luis Suarez.
I referenced that before we actually signed him, just based on his tenacity and his guile. I agree completely. And I mean, how seamlessly he's kind of just slid in, you know. We have a real player on our hands, and I hope to see him add more and more goals because just to shut up all the stat merchants. Bowen did his ACL.
Did he actually? Oh no! Oh dear! I think it just says he's out for a week on this thing from 3 hours ago. But
did he even play today?
I don't think he did. But
no.
Can someone confirm that for us?
He wasn't in the squad.
That'd be. Oh, that's gutting because that's like it's probably just half a season before his big move.
Wait, didn't he get injured against us?
I'm pretty sure he did, but no, Verts did his ACL definitely, which is a real shame. He's a great young talent, but I can't find anything about Bowen and ACL.
No, I cannot either.
But if someone can confirm that for us,
that'd be a real thing. Yeah, I was thinking Wirtz did his ACL as well.
I think Vert's doing it. He's got time to recover. His body's young enough to recover, but I think Bowen at 26, 27 and playing in the position he does.
Is he that old?
I think he's 26.
Quite old actually.
Let's have a look. Apparently FPL says it.
Good. I won't give him.
No, Bowen's 25. Sorry, apologies, but yeah, still. But still, it'd be a real shame. It's like a prime of his career.
Overrated.
Absolutely. My brother's in the chat. Here we go.
The real Stonadge.
Nice to see you back. Craig actually admitted the other day that I am superior. So, and I did.
He has to say that though, isn't it?
He has to be fair. And I took I took a pay cut for that.
Have you seen that comment?
What's that? Oh my! No, we're not bringing that one up.
That's fucking hilarious.
I love that. Talking of potential Salah replacements, if it ever does happen, Alexander Isak has been quoted as being worth £75 million. You're saying a no, Paddy?
Not for that price. Hasn't done anything to justify that at all. Good player, but no way, not at that price.
As a profile, but I don't know. Well, yeah, to be fair, I'd rather just give Salah the money. If we're going to do that, go on.
You want some chicken, lad?
You want some chicken, lad? I love that. Well, in my opinion, that is one of the best things to come out of like Liverpool social media is Fabinho doing that. Unreal.
Kanate doing an impression of it.
Oh, did you watch that video? It was so funny.
You want chicken, lad?
Oh, it's brilliant. I'll tell you what, Kanate seems so likable, doesn't he? He did the video with Trent as well. The FIFA video, if you saw that. And then that one. He just seems like a lovely fella, doesn't he? I guess that's like Jurgen Klopp and the recruitment team. They always recruit personalities, and I think he just seems like a lovely guy.
Do you know what's sad about that though? It used to always be Virgin Joe Gomez doing them videos, and now it's Kanate because he's the new up and coming one. It's kind of just a nod to the fact that Joe is no longer the guy, which is sad, but I'm happy with Kanate. I can't lie.
They're both great. I still think Gomez has got a future, whether it's at Liverpool or not. I don't know.
Send him off to Villa. Fuck off.
Oh nah, leave him be. I tell you what though, if anyone got an injury and we had to put someone in there, Joe Gomez is like probably one of the best fourth choice defenders in world football, in my opinion. He's quality, but I don't know. In terms of Gomez, where do you see his future lying away from Anfield?
Who?
Joe Gomez.
Yes.
Yeah, firmly. Like you're
Yes.
definitely on the train.
It has to be for his own sake as well. What's the point in rotting Liverpool's bench? He's not going to get into the team. Matip is clear, Konate is clear, and obviously Big Verge is clear. It's sad, but it's just a knock-on effect of all these injuries. He just fell down the pecking order, and needs to go. He needs to go reignite his career elsewhere. Somewhere like Villa would be perfect.
A bit like Jesse Lingard, like almost. Even though he's a lot younger, when Lingard went to West Ham, he was sort of rotting on Man United's bench, and he's gone back to Man United, and he's still rotting on their bench. For Joe Gomez, I do agree for his sake, it would be best for him to move on. But for Liverpool's sake, it'd be great for him to come back. And maybe alone.
I think why it's so difficult is he's gone from being the partner of Verge in a title winning season to not being selected. I think that's why it's difficult for some people to disassociate themselves with him at the moment. It's like they want to keep believing he can get back to that level, but I just don't think he can. He's not going to get the chance to either. So I just think it's time to cash in, sell him, and yeah, simple as that.
Can we get a keep sell loan in the chat for Gomez, please? It will gauge what everyone's thinking. Imagine working all your life to be a footballer just to be called the best fourth choice defender in the world. I mean, I'd take it. 100%.
Definitely the best. Yeah, that's good. Man, the fact that he's fourth choice is mental.
What position did you play on the weekend, Paddy?
Striker.
You take being the fourth best striker and fourth choice striker. So
I was robbed of a goal, Chris. I can't lie.
Were you?
Oh,
talk me through the move, Mr. Murphy. What are you scratching?
I'm spitting out something there. That was rotten chicken. So the ball was up into my box. My partner, strike partner, one possession, and I was free at the back post, open goal. And my mate, he didn't pass to me. Him shot himself, so he missed as well. So it was very upsetting. But listen, we go again.
Gutting. Do you have any more football matches lined up? I might see if I can come and get to one.
I'm playing in Selhurst Park in May.
I'm not going to London to watch you, mate. I love you lots, but no chance.
I'm playing in Oswestry in July.
Yeah,
that's Wales, isn't it? You're a shagger. Sheep.
Oswestry is TNS.
Yeah.
It's actually not in Wales. Fun fact for you guys: TNS is not in Wales. It's in Shropshire. So
we're playing in TNS.
You're playing in it. Yeah, that's where you're playing. Chris, tell the chicken story.
That you fraud.
Right. So I don't even know actually where actually Oswestry is, but the chicken story is after we beat Man United 5-0, I FaceTimed my brother and he was scranning chicken on the toilet.
You want as you do? As you should, to be fair. Best place to scran chicken is on the toilet.
Every time me and my mate FaceTime him after a game, he's usually on the toilet scranning something, which is fair enough. You know, you've got to respect him.
Fecal matter.
Exactly. You just got to move on. So, we completely put off now. Yeah, Mick's not happy with you, Robbie. He's really not happy with you. So moving on, Everton lost again to Wolves. Connor Cody got the goal. Scouser born and bred, Big Red. Are they going down?
You would. All signs point to yes.
Do you think?
I just don't see how they stay up now.
I've just seen it. I really hope you're trolling, fella. I really, really hope you're trolling. What on earth is that?
What?
Look at this comment.
Yeah, Mings is absolutely fucking shite.
Disgusting behaviour. But yeah, is your brother still crying?
He is actually, yes. I feel sorry for anyone who supports Everton, but God love them. They're not in a good way. I do hope they stay up though. I really do. I just think it's going to be hard now.
I'm not going to lie. I would love them to go down. I would. I know you've got ties. I don't, mate. I can live without the derby for a season because they'll definitely get promoted. But like,
would they? Though? Would they?
Yeah, they would. They'd be
I
one
don't
of the
think they
biggest
would.
clubs to ever go down, if not the biggest club.
Oh, they'd be the biggest club to ever get relegated.
Like in Premier League era. Maybe
Ever.
not Leeds.
Well, Premier League era,
arguably.
obviously, yeah. Because I think Liverpool have been relegated before. So
Yeah. I think every team has been relegated, if I'm not mistaken.
yes, I'm pretty sure. People like to say some teams haven't, but that's like Premier League era, you know what I mean?
Yeah, people said Everton hadn't, but they went down like 70 years ago. Arsenal have as well. Everyone's done it, but I don't know. Maybe Leeds were the biggest to go down at the time, but you know,
No,
I
Everton
was
are
still
way
deep.
bigger than Leeds. Everton are a far bigger club than Leeds. Everton are bigger than
Really?
Newcastle. Yeah, Everton are probably the fourth biggest team in English football history. Fifth, maybe now.
We're not, but they are like
You think
what
you're,
you can't.
you're talking United, Liverpool,
Arsenal.
Arsenal, Chelsea, probably now. I would say Everton are bigger than City still as a club. City are still up and coming. Everton are huge. People like disrespect Everton. I always stick up for them because my brother's an Everton fan and he's kind of educated me on them. Like, so I have a mutual respect for them. But they're a huge club, and if they got relegated, they'd be the biggest club to ever get relegated. I would say, at the time of relegation as well. Like,
it was quite funny.
considering
Connor Cody with the goal as well.
That's a shite opinion. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. Everton are bigger than Leeds. What? Yeah. Are people disputing that fact?
Leeds are a massive club.
Yeah. Everton are bigger than Leeds. Nah, no one's disagreeing with that, surely. I think
Villa, actually.
I'd say
Aston
Villa. I would say Villa are clear, I think, because they have more major trophies, but I still would say Everton are a more important club than Villa.
I don't know. I can't get behind that. We should do a tier list one day of like big clubs in England, but I honestly, I wouldn't put them above Villa. I wouldn't put them above Leeds. I wouldn't put them above Newcastle. Nowadays,
you wouldn't put Everton above Leeds. You're off your head.
Not in terms of success, in terms of fan base.
To educate you.
In terms of fan bases, though.
Let's have a look here. Everton have 24 major honours. Less than Villa. Only less than Villa, Spurs, City, Chelsea, Arsenal, United, and Liverpool.
I would say Spurs are bigger than Everton
Leeds
as well.
have 9 major honours. Everton have 24. If anyone in this world thinks Leeds are bigger than Everton, they need to educate themselves.
Yeah, but not in terms of success. In terms of
what do you mean? Everton have won the league how many times? Everton have won the league 9 times. They probably would have won the league if Liverpool didn't get them banned from Europe that year. They were probably the best team in the world at the time of the ban, which is, I don't blame Everton fans for being so bitter, but Leeds are not bigger than Everton.
Yeah, but as a fan base, as an actual club.
As a fan base, sure. Let's be honest here, Chris. There's probably more Scouse supporting Evertonians than there is Liverpool supporting Scousers.
No.
I reckon the city of Liverpool is blue than red historically.
I honestly, I've not met lots of Everton fans in my life. Maybe
I've just been poisoned by my brother's Everton.
Yeah, you really have, mate. You've been poisoned. You got a slight taste of bitter in your mouth, mate. Unfortunately.
I'm not. I was good. Okay, we'll move on. Listen,
go on.
If someone Newcastle have won 14 major honours. Everton are clear. I would say Villa are just ahead of Everton because they've won one more and they have a major European trophy. But Everton are big. Like,
I would say Spurs are bigger than Everton as well.
I'm Irish and I've never met an Everton fan. There is a lot of Everton fans in Ireland, but they're a kind of an older vintage. The new age, not so much.
Yeah, you get a lot of love in the chat, Paddy, mate.
I have to side with Paddy on this one. Everton are way bigger than Leeds. That's not even a conversation. Leeds are a much match. You don't have a clue, man. They're not like what?
Not in terms of success, but
that's what else are you going to measure it on?
On like, who am I more scared to play?
That is irrelevant.
But in terms of and fan bases and stadiums and a feel around a club, I would argue because Everton are arguably the subordinate club in Liverpool. Well, not arguably, there is no contest. I think because Leeds have a city of their own, they appear bigger.
Maybe, but if you genuinely sit down and think to yourself, Leeds United are a bigger club than Everton. It's not a debate. You are wrong. You are wrong. And I like Leeds, don't get me wrong, but let's not take the piss here. Like, fucking hell.
Even Liz isn't happy with you, and that's a very rare thing.
No, she says, I don't think you're wrong. Leeds
Oh,
knows
did
the
she?
crack. Yeah, Chris is waffling. Fact.
Oh, there you go.
Fact.
Chris is
But
what?
that's what annoys me. Like, yeah, that's what I've never. I kind of have a soft spot for Everton. Weirdly enough, it's because of my brother. To be fair, he's polluted me, but you know,
You got to do what you got to do, you know. But
that's such
I
a
think
horrible opinion to think Leeds is bigger than Everton. That is mental.
it all depends on the criteria, I think. But if we're talking success,
Every
Everton
criteria points to Everton.
no, it doesn't.
What criteria?
Fan base. I think Leeds are clear.
Everton have more fans worldwide than Leeds.
I don't know. I don't know.
This is unreal. The slander against Everton. Everton have had enough bad times without saying something like that. Plus, yeah, I don't know.
I'm convinced. I'm convinced on the Leeds thing. I'm just trying to wind you up. But like, yeah, Everton are bigger than Leeds, but I think I wouldn't put them. I wouldn't put them above Spurs. I wouldn't put them above Villa. I'd probably put them there.
I would say Everton are a bigger club than Spurs.
No way. No chance.
I reckon maybe because Everton haven't been like in top 4 for a long time, but Everton are a more serious club than Spurs.
Haven't Spurs won a European trophy technically?
I was thinking Intertoto Cup, to be fair.
Yeah, at least it's a European trophy, you know.
I'm sure Everton have won one of them before, no?
Maybe they might have done. Yeah, I think this is probably right, Joanne. To be honest, we waffled on. But put in the chat, who do you think is a bigger club, Spurs or Everton? Let us know. Let us know in the chat.
Sorry, Joanne, we had when Craig's not here, we have to fill time. Allow it.
We do. We have to move on.
Craig's in the chat. Beautiful. Right, we better move on.
Is Craig in the chat? Yes. Hello, mate. How are you doing? Hopefully you're enjoying your day, Craig. I'm sure you are. Chelsea got a late winner against Newcastle today, mate. Kai Havertz, brilliant goal. However,
yeah,
penalty shout.
Oh, Stonewall.
How did they get away with that one?
Stonewall penalty. It's unbelievable how that wasn't given. But on that Havertz goal, that is the reason he's the one Chelsea player I'd take before anyone if Chelsea went bust tomorrow. He is the Chelsea player I would take.
Yeah, I probably agree with you.
Not Kante because we don't need him. We have Fabinho, but Havertz. I'm telling you now, he's going to be one of the best players in the world in the years to come. I think he's so underrated. People give him too much stick. He's a young lad who came from Germany. He still scored a winning goal in the Champions League final. Do you know what I mean? He's class. He's such a good footballer.
I just think the price tag has set him back a few years.
Unfortunately,
purely because of mentally 90 million quid. It's just ridiculous money for such a guy who's had only a couple of seasons, really. But I think even in that time, everyone could see who'd watched Leverkusen like how influential he was in that false 9 role. He began on the right, he came into an attacking midfield role, then he went through that false 9, and he was incredible. Loads of people were calling him, myself included, to become the Bobby replacement. Unfortunately, I think that ship has probably sailed unless Chelsea go under. So, what are your thoughts on that, mate? How much money do you think Havertz would cost if we had assigned him, and would we have done if the opportunity arose?
Look, Matthew is trying to just to go back to the last topic. Matthew's trying to put the comment to say why Leeds are bigger than Everton. He said Leeds' last league title was in '92, Everton's was in '87, and Leeds spent all of the 2010s and most of the 2000s in the Championship. What you've tried to do there is show a pro Leeds side, but you've actually proved why Everton are bigger because Leeds have been in the Championship for the last 20 years. Anyway, Havertz, how much would he cost, or would he have cost?
Oh, both. Well, I mean, how much would he cost now? I think it's a really ambiguous one with the whole Chelsea thing going on.
60 million.
Do you think?
Yeah. You mean he might lose a bit of his...
Anyone who gets hold of Kai Havertz after this, if he goes, have got an absolute steal there.
Yeah, but the thing is this shit really going to happen with Chelsea? Do you know what I mean? Are they actually going to be that muddled? I just feel they're too big of an institution for this to actually happen to.
I don't know. You have to know the ins and outs of it, really, because of course it's Abramovich. Like we don't know the whole relations with Abramovich and Putin to all the detail that the people who are making the decisions do. If it does happen, I would personally be all over him. He would be the one.
Yeah. Oh no.
Anyone else? Anyone else you would take?
Pulisic. I think Pulisic would be a demon under Klopp. I still think he's a lot of raw ability there, and if if nurtured correctly, could be a really good prospect. If Mane goes, he'd be a great cover for Diaz. I would take a chance on Werner as well for the crack.
No,
I don't know. As an option,
nah.
an Origi replacement.
We dodged the bullet. I'd rather have Origi than Werner. I would say they're total opposites, right? Origi
they're very opposite, to be fair. Mason Mount is a championship level footballer.
No way. Come on.
Gifted a career by Frank Lampard. Without Frank Lampard, he would never have made out of the championship. Absolute average, abysmal footballer.
Come on.
He's shite.
No,
Look at him at Wembley against Liverpool. He's fucking shite.
Yeah, he should have scored, but apart from that,
people don't rate Mount. Surely people don't rate Mount. Even Chelsea fans hate Mount. Well, some of them do. Shout out to Pav, by the way, he's a Chelsea fan. He hates him. Mount is a championship level, lower Premier League table footballer.
No way, man. No chance.
How is he not? Explain how he's not.
Because there's literal statistical evidence to prove this.
Me bollocks. Use your eyes. Watch the play. He's not a good footballer. He's a decent footballer. Championship level / lower Premier League level. If you surveyed every single Chelsea fan in the world, I reckon more would agree with me than that.
Mason Mount's got 8 goals this season in 24 games. Like he can't be a bad footballer.
They've all been against fodder teams. 4 of those goals in a
You just said you take Werner.
Yeah, well, that's just. I would take Werner over Mount every day of the week.
No, come on.
Mount doesn't make our bench. He's fucking shit.
He's not. Terrible. He's all right. He's not.
Yeah, exactly. All right. That doesn't work.
Like, yeah, and he's still young. He's still got potential to be
young. He's like 24.
He's 23. That's young. 23 is young.
I'm telling you now, Frank Lampard has gifted that man a career. He's a stat padder, correct? He stat pads against lower level opposition. He's 4 of those goals and assists against Norwich.
Yeah. Oh no, man.
When it matters in the big games, he's not good enough because he's just not good enough.
There's still a player. There's a big player in there, mate.
No, there's not. I really question anyone who rates Mount highly. I really do.
I don't rate him highly, but I don't think he's bad. Like,
but he's bad in terms of not good enough.
I still have him.
He's
on our
stat bad
bench.
and he doesn't even have good stats. Correct. Well said.
I still have him on our bench.
And just to sit there, he wouldn't come on. I'd sign Mason Mount just to be a model for the photo shoots of the kits.
To be fair, he's a good-looking fella. Got to respect that. But
listen, no. I'm telling you now, he's a champ. He's a dusty baller.
All right. Would you rather have Mount or Maddison?
Maddison.
No.
Far more gifted footballer. However, his attitude stinks and needs to sort that out. Mount is better than Curtis Jones. That doesn't say much, though.
Curtis Jones, different players, man. Different players.
Curtis Jones is better than Mount.
Nah, come on.
No,
come on, Paddy.
He's not. That doesn't say much. I'm sorry. Curtis Jones isn't special either. If Curtis Jones wasn't a Scouser, he wouldn't be getting in the team ever.
What is this? What is this, Paddy? What if you woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, man?
If he wasn't a Scouser, he wouldn't be getting in the team.
Curtis Jones has I don't know, he's got something. He's got something special about him. There is something there. You've got to admit it, Paddy, that he just pulls moments out. He just needs more confidence. Because I think Curtis Jones playing with flow, like the Porto game the other day, the other week, not the other day, the other month, whenever it was. Even the other day, who did he play? And he was incredible. I can't remember. He took off at half time and he was class. It's just completely evaded my mind. But yeah, Look, I love Curtis Jones, and I think there's still a massive player in there, but he just needs more confidence and to be played in his right role. Because I don't think he is a Wijnaldum player.
Listen, you might think it's a bit harsh. If he, this is a fact. You can disagree all you want. If Curtis Jones wasn't a Scouser, he wouldn't have been afforded as much time to prove himself.
What about Trent Alexander-Arnold?
That's what different.
What if he was a Scouser? Would he get through?
That's different. Different player. What do you mean? What?
Well, but you're telling me, right? Because he's a Scouser, he's being afforded time. Trent Alexander-Arnold got ripped apart by Marcus Rashford when he was early on in his career. He got ripped apart by Wilfried Zaha. He was afforded time.
Yeah, but he showed enough at the time as well to prove.
I think Curtis Jones does.
Jones is decent, but I just know he's never going to make it at Liverpool.
I don't think
How can he? We're above his pay grade right now.
I don't think he's going to be Gerrard, but I also don't think he's going to be like bad. I think he'll be just in the middle, like Danny Murphy levels. That sort of range.
Danny Murphy levels in big old 2022. Sorry, you okay?
Like what Danny Murphy was like. No, I'm talking like in terms of impact.
Do you think? Right, answer this. Do you think Curtis Jones has the potential to be world class?
I think he has the potential to be world class.
I mean, bollocks, he does.
No, because. But I do think that if he was, he would have reached another level by now. I still think he's 19 in my head when he's 21.
You've just compared Curtis Jones to the level of Danny Murphy. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's what I think. That's what I think will happen. That is what I think will happen. But I do think he has the potential to do a lot more.
Yeah, fair enough. But I think we can aspire to have better squad players.
Danny Murphy was a good squad player, by the way.
I think Curtis Jones ends up at a Southampton in a couple of years and never makes the grade at Liverpool. And he's decent. He is decent. But if he wasn't homegrown, or if we bought him, say, and he performed like this, he'd be gone already.
I don't know. I'm not about this. I'm not on this Jones slander train. But yeah, look, we will be proven right or wrong.
I hope we're proven wrong. To be fair, it'd be nice to have him come true, but
yeah. This is it. We're just not agreeing on anything tonight.
No, I know.
We agreed that Havertz is class. That's what we agreed on.
Jones needs to. That's a good shout. Jones needs to have a season in the Championship to prove his worth.
He's so much better than that. So much better than
he needs to go somewhere and get full. He needs to go somewhere for a full season.
Forget how good he was earlier this season. He was so good.
He's better than the Championship. I agree. I would say
he started against Man City in one of the biggest games of the season and was class. Like, mate, he's got so much.
He needs to go and prove himself somewhere else, and on a loan.
Maybe I don't know. There's a lot to prove with Curtis Jones, but I think it would be wrong to say he doesn't have the talent because I think he does.
I mean, yeah,
fair. Definitely. Moving on, Arsenal midweek, mate.
Great point, actually. Tom just goes, Ox and Curtis are both at the same level right now, and yet most fans want Ox out. That's exactly what I mean about the Scouse bias.
Because Curtis Jones is 8 years younger.
Yeah, and well, there is that element to it. To be fair,
yeah,
I think it shows a bit of bias.
I would say Jones has got a lot more in him than Oxlade-Chamberlain, and everyone knows my feelings on Ox. Like, I think Ox has got a lot to offer, but I think Jones has got a lot more, and there's more potential there.
If Jurgen Klopp has to decide between either or for a game tomorrow, who does he choose?
Jones every day.
I think so.
It's been proven. Like, he's got a lot to go, but he's solid. As he said. So, Arsenal.
Ox is better than Mount, Quinch, agreed.
You really don't like Mount, do you?
He's shit. He's so shit.
Arsenal beat Leicester today, didn't they? I'm pretty sure. I saw they were 2-0 up anyway.
Yeah, 2-1.
Really bad.
2-0, sorry, 2-0.
2-0. Partey and Lacazette with the goals. Are you worried about them?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They're in a really, really good position. They gave us a hard time in the League Cup, and that was without their best midfield. And now they have everyone fit again, I believe. So, absolutely, I'm worried about them. They're not going to be an easy game. And our running is by far harder than City's.
This is what happens when Craig goes away for a day. We just scrap. You know, we need.
I back everything I've said here.
Nah, not having that. But Arsenal.
Look at the beard line up, though, man. I'm looking fresh. Look at that face.
You do look fresh, mate, to be fair. Did you get your haircut before the game? Was that the plan?
Yeah, I got it done in Eastbourne. A lovely Czech woman. She was beautiful.
Nice. Dads don't fight, it only hurts kids. Nice.
Cheers, Liz.
You calling us the dads or Craig the dad? Or fair enough. I was really put off.
If it was an English known he would not be playing for Chelsea. Thank you. Championship baller. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate it.
Can we move on from Mount? Can we move on?
Mount.
Arsenal, what's your starting 11? In terms of them? Huh?
When do we play them
I
again?
think it's Wednesday, isn't it?
Fucking hell. Starting
Wednesday,
11. In goal.
8:15.
I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna name them. I'm just gonna name their nationality. In goal, Brazil. Right back, England.
Petaluga.
Centre back, Cameroon and Netherlands. Left back, Scotland. Midfield, Brazil, Spain, and England. Right wing, Sadio Mane. Middle, Jota. I fucked up that already. Left wing, Diaz. I couldn't keep my ADHD away from me for about 10 seconds.
Sadio Mane, the country. That's
country of Sadio Mane. Remember Sacco, Liverpool country.
Yes.
Oh, there's an echo.
Who's got right? Is it me?
Is it Shagger?
Wait a second. Let me just.
Hendo Fahim. Hendo.
Not Curtis Jones.
No.
Is there an echo now? Can someone let me know if there's an echo?
No.
It's because I've turned you down.
Hello.
On my actual volume, not you. I've just turned you down on my thing. Tell me why.
Anyway,
it's Paddy. Paddy's echoing. Yeah, get fucked.
Go.
It's gone now. It's gone. Happy days. We move on. I think you have to reward Naby Keita for his performance against Brighton.
Oh, Naby lad.
Because
Naby.
I thought he was excellent.
Oh, sorry. Hendo can get in a bin actually. Keita in for Hendo with Thiago and Fabinho, and that's our best midfield.
I have a feeling Konate might play.
You want chicken, lad?
I do want chicken, lad. But no, I think to be fair, Matip's ball to Diaz.
Streamlabs is causing controversy.
What is it? The Surfshark thing?
Now, by the way, I think Naby Keita is one of the most disrespected players in the squad. Absolute slander against his name. He has not put a foot wrong this year. He
hasn't, but at the same time, it's nearly 4 years since we signed him, and he's only just made 100 appearances. But then, to be fair, go on.
This is the last Manscaped show on YouTube. End of an era. But we move on to bigger and pastures new. You know, that's what we've got to do. Bigger and better things. We're branching out. We've got loads of stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks and years and seasons. So, Millennium.
But yeah, Naby, can you? The thing to balance is he's not available. What are you doing? I just look down and I just see you guys. This is chaos. This is what happens when Craig isn't here. Oh my god, it's incredible. Naby Keita has only made 100 appearances for Liverpool in 4 years, but he hasn't really made many bad ones. So, what is that? Super the sort of balance that you make?
Super chat.
Oh, there's a super chat. We missed a super chat. You need to get this win before the international break. Then we have an FA Cup for the break as well. These are a super important game. Every game's an important game nowadays.
I reckon, Josh, Josh sent that super chat. Seeing it hadn't been read and started sweating profusely. But don't worry, Josh. Paddy's on the case to make sure we don't miss a second. But Josh, I agree with what you're saying. It is a must win. Every game for the rest of the season is a must win on the chase for le quadruple. So I know it's a mid fade, 0 mid fade. Bash.
My hair is currently getting more and more like Karen like now. It's like it's going down.
Is Craggy Island the real place? It's not. The house is real. It's a real place in County Clare, but Craggy Island is not a real place. But the house,
Craggy Island.
Yes, the set of Father Ted. You wouldn't know, you uncultured swine.
I've never seen Father Ted. We move on.
Chris and Paddy are like my two great nephews. One is 8 and one is 6. That makes sense. I'll take it.
Must be, sound people and must know a lot about football, right? Or at least one of them does.
A lot of ball knowledge.
Yeah, Rip Manscaped.
WFM, we are fucking massive.
We are. Boys, thoughts on the potential of playing City 4 games in a row? That would be stressful. I don't think my heart would make it through that week.
It's a quite sickening thought. I pray it doesn't happen. I want to avoid City at all costs. And as Craig said, I want to get Man United in the Champions League.
Oh, mate, imagine if we get United in the Champions League. I honestly think they might be one of the... If they get through, they might be one of the worst teams to ever get through to the quarterfinal of the Champions League because they are bad.
Nah,
they are
come on.
Bad.
There's definitely been worse.
Worse than them? Yeah. Really?
I reckon the Liverpool team that won at 05 was probably worse than this United side.
No way.
Well, that Liverpool team was probably one of the worst teams to ever win the Champions League.
It probably was, but actually, yeah. To be fair, I still think it beats this. I still think it beats this United team, though.
No, this United team is underperforming. Like based on a starting 11, they actually have a really good team, but they're just underperforming like crazy. But it has to be said that Ronaldo hat-trick was quite superb.
It was, wasn't it? To be fair,
it was a special hat-trick. If they can get Ronaldo like that aggressive every game, he could really do a number for them before now and the end of the season.
It's always been about that, but I just don't think he's got the consistency anymore at his age. As you said, I think the quote you put on Twitter is like Ronaldo's still finished or still washed.
Yeah, you know me, I like to piss off United fans. I like to remind them no matter what.
You absolutely have to do that. I think. Go on.
That someone just goes, the Liverpool team of 05 would smash this United side.
It didn't smash any team, to be honest.
I don't think. I think that's a big debate. Actually, I might raise that on TikTok.
I don't know.
I think that
individually, the Man United team is better. But
player for player, they probably win about 8-2.
Yeah,
8-3 on like player for player.
As a collective and as Prime Rafa as well. I don't know. I think Prime Rafa does a number on it, to be honest, because they always gave that 04-05 Chelsea a game, and they were far better than this United team.
Listen, I mean, it's a hypothetical debate. United are still shit now, and that's all that matters.
Have you seen that guy? I don't know. I think I'm being really like old man type, but it's like Cristiano Ronaldo Sui. Have you seen that guy?
Never say that again in your life.
Is that it though? Is that right?
No,
I'm pretty sure it is.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Wait there, let me find it. People in the chat will know what it is, but I saw it the other day.
These United fans acting big. He scored a hat-trick. He's still absolutely dog water. He's not going to.
He's still got less goals than our third top scorer in the league this season.
Listen, it's an irrelevant hat-trick because it doesn't get United top 4. It doesn't do anything for them. Trash.
Mate, they won't. They certainly won't.
Where was that hat-trick when he got spanked 5-0 at OT by the Reds? The only hat-trick that mattered then was Salah's.
Yeah, see, I did see this the other day. And I'm not. What are you doing? What are you doing? I want to clip of that. You just look like you were doing something under the table there, mate.
My leg, sorry.
I can't, man. I can't. Anyway, I think that's a good way to end the stream.
It is. Please
make sure to check out Paddy and everywhere. Make sure to check out Anfield Agenda.
I'm going on Twitch right now to play some FIFA. Open packs, do an icon pack. So pray for me.
Mate, poor you playing that game.
Yeah.
Awful
Well,
game.
I didn't stream the last 2 days, so I have to get it done now. So, bye.
Football Manager's far clear, but we'll leave on that bombshell. Make sure to use code WFM20 for the final time at Manscaped. And after all that, we will see you in the next stream. Bye-bye.